Namaste everybody and welcome back to my channel. So I do realize that I have not posted a video in approximately, in approximately 74 days and 3 hours as I am filming this. And I'm so sorry about all that. I will have a video coming out later explaining all that. But I'm gonna start posting again. So this video is different than the stuff that I've posted before. As in, I am going to be going to an author talk. This author talk in particular is hosted by the Thurber house, and it is the Jennifer Egan author talk. So she is a famous Pulitzer Prize winning author, and she wrote the book The Candy House. I personally have not read any of her books, but based on the reviews that I found on Goodreads, it seemed to be like a really good book, and I'm really excited to read it and do a review for it. So I'm going to take you along in my journey to go to this author talk. And if you want to go to any other like Thurber House author talks or author talks in general, I will link a couple of resources in my bio. So yeah, I am waiting for my dad to finish eating so that we can get in the car to go to downtown Columbus. Anyways, while I'm waiting for that, I'm trying to decide between wearing this red flannel or this black poncho thing. So this like does absolutely no help in keeping like you warm, but it looks cute. And then this actually does keep you slightly warm, and it still looks cute, but it's a bit too Midwestern core for me. So now we are in the car. I ultimately decided on the red flannel because the black like poncho thing would look really weird with my outfit. I think that's more of like a spring thing to wear over a dress. So anyways, now we are on our way to pick up Isha so she can come with us. And yeah, there's my dad driving. Here's me not driving because I'm not old enough to yet. Yay! Anyways, so it's gonna be a lot of driving. We're gonna get there really early, which is gonna be really nice, so that we can have like our pick of seats, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna put a driving montage in here because I can, and I think they look cool. So get excited for that, and get excited for the urban decor or the urban scenery because it's. So we got here like an hour early, and we hung out at the library for a bit, and we got books, and we got like the passport thing to complete, so that's gonna be fun. And we completed like 3 or 4 stamp things, so we have like 11 more to go, which I think is very good.
And then we get a free tote bag.
Yep. So
some books.
Yep. Now we are walking to the car, so we don't have to walk back in the cold later after the event. We still have like 30 minutes to go till the event starts, but better be early than be late.
Sure.
So yeah, here's some scenery of us walking. There's my dad. There's some paintings.
It's cool. The paintings are different.
I was gonna film inside of the library, but that's really awkward.
Plus, they probably wouldn't have allowed it.
They probably would have. So now we are going into the parking garage.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah, and it's really cold because we live in Ohio. And even though it was 70 last week, it is like 20 right now.
This weather is freaking bipolar.
Yeah.
It'd be like snowing in the morning and then like 70 in the afternoon.
And then be snowing again by like nightfall.
Exactly.
I don't know if the audio is going to be good or not on this because I took my mic off. I'll put it back on once we get to the car. Love the parking garage lighting, the aesthetic. Walking down to 3B. Oh, we're almost to the event. And I should probably give you a rundown on who the author is. But I think I'll do that later, after I've attended the event and after I know who the author is. But yeah, it's It's warmer down here than it was up there though. Made it to the car. And then I'm gonna sit up front because even though I may be shorter, I am older.
So shorter, still shorter.
So now we're driving to the Columbus Museum of Art. We were not gonna look at the art, we're gonna hear an author talk. So let me put my mic on and then I will start filming in a minute. Walking in, I guess, or figuring out how to walk in. Because the museum's actually closed right now.
But like people were coming in and out, so.
Yeah, so it's gonna be open for the event, hopefully.
I just screenshotted the payment. Do you think that's good enough?
Yeah. Does it have the ticket barcode? We can probably figure it out once we get in.
Yeah.
Okay, so we made it in and we did the whole registration thing. It was really easy actually. They just scanned a QR code. And then we picked up our little books. Look at how cute that is. It's such a pretty book. So now it is still pretty early, but I'm glad we got here at this time because the line was getting long and I was not ready to stand in it. I do think that we are going to end up being the youngest people here, and the event is I don't know, there's 26 minutes? No, there's 16 minutes till it starts. But yeah, let me show you what the stage looks like. How long is the event? It's an hour. That's the stage, it just has that, and the podium.
Such a good cover.
I know, it's really popped off.
Girl. Right.
Oh my god, that is way too zoomed in. Sorry for the bad lighting. But I'll update you when it starts and stuff. Bye. So the main event is over and we're waiting in line to get our book signed. Yes. And then my dad won the giveaway. It was so funny.
Right, bro. They were like, I don't know how to, what did they say? I don't know how to pronounce this name.
Oh, yes.
And then they said, Puan.
No, they said it so wrong. It was so funny. But yeah, he won the giveaway. Be ready for more vlogs.
We were so shocked. I thought it was gonna be her. And then I was like, oh, it's definitely you. And then they start saying, Puan.
Yeah, so my dad won. That was pretty cool. I'll update this once we get further all along in line because it's really long right now. Update. Still waiting in line. Dad's done though.
Were you in that too?
You can't really see it now. I'll post a photo of We're not sitting in the dad pose. We're sitting in the waiting in line pose.
Yeah.
While Isha tries to download Be Real.
Bro, my freaking Apple ID won't work. It's okay.
So hello. We got in line and then we got our book signed and then now I'm interviewing the great Jennifer Egan.
All right, I'll try to live up to it.
Okay. So to be honest, coming to this event was the first time I've ever heard of any of your books, and that's because I read in teen fiction and not anywhere else. So I was wondering, when you were a kid, what were your favorite books to read?
Oh my gosh, I loved a lot of stuff. I loved Nancy Drew. I loved murder mysteries of any kind. I loved the Little House on the Prairie books. Let's see, what else were really my favorites? I liked ghost stories.
I can appreciate a good ghost story.
Yeah,
And Nancy Drew.
I was not really into science fiction. I guess that's kind of one thing I would say I wasn't so involved in. I loved comic books. I loved Archie. I think I was a very, I don't know that I was especially sophisticated. I just loved to read whatever was around.
Yeah, I understand that. My book taste, you were listing off all these books and I was like,
oh, those, I didn't read any of those when I was your age. No way. Although the one I did mention, The House of Mirth by Edith Wharton, is one that I did pull off my mom's shelf, I think when I was maybe 16 or 17. I think that was the first kind of really great book that I just read, and I loved it. I was so amazed by it, and that was kind of a big deal because I hadn't really read something like that before. So maybe you'll have that experience at some point, and it's fun.
So I think I already asked you a little bit about your writing process earlier in the Q&A. But I was wondering, like, the inspiration is really like what gets me, because I procrastinate a lot. That's like the biggest thing about me. So
Yeah,
how do you
me
like
too.
battle through that procrastination?
Oh my gosh. Well, I will tell you. So procrastination is such a huge problem, and in a way I never really want to write, but it's kind of my job. So what I find most helpful is to think of writing as very much like exercise. If you're used to getting physical exercise, it feels weird not to do it. But if you're not used to it, it seems like the strangest thing in the world that you would like put on some running shoes and go running. So I try to demand of myself a certain number of pages a day by hand, 5 to 7 a day. And if I'm really in the habit of writing like that, it feels weird not to do it. And I basically, if the day is ending and I haven't done it, I gotta lie in bed and do it. So I try to make it a habit. I train myself as if I were a puppy to do the work, and that's the only way to make me stop procrastinating.
What advice would you give young authors or people who are just getting into writing?
I think the number one thing is be sure to read. I sometimes think more people want to write than actually want to read. And reading is kind of it's almost like the vitamins and the protein that makes me able to write. I can't write if I'm not reading. And all the things that I have read and loved and thought about and studied are basically what make up almost my writing DNA as I think of it. So I would say read the kind of work that you want to write, and then the second thing would be make writing a habit and start small. If you say, okay, today I'm going to write a novel, okay, that's unrealistic. I can't do that. But if you say today I'm going to write for 10 minutes continuously, that's doable.
And I think this would be the last question, but what, like, since you said, like, reading is the protein that makes a writer, what books would you recommend to, like, young readers or teenage-age readers?
I would say anything that is fun. I have no judgments or advice about content. I think one problem is that sometimes people feel like they should be reading certain things, and then that makes reading not fun. But I do think reading regularly is important, because reading is a little bit it's like a mental muscle, and we are all very focused on the visual nowadays. We're all, staring. I think it's really important to just put that in the other room. And it's almost amazing how quickly, at least for me, it's sort of, if I can't reach it, it's suddenly kind of out of the picture. And then that reading muscle can kick in, because if you don't read, it becomes very hard to read. And it's that hardness doesn't last, but it can be a deterrent. It's like, oh, it's so much easier to just scroll. But we all know it leaves you feeling kind of empty.
Yeah. Thank you so much for doing this.
It was a pleasure.
So, hello guys, I am back at home. Sorry, I am also in a meeting with my internship. I really should not be doing this during that, but it's like 9:30 and I'm ready to get to sleep. So this event was so much fun. My dad actually won the raffle, so he has a signed copy, and we got one gift certificate to go to for 2 tickets to the American Humor event that is happening on April 28th, 2023. So excited to attend that. We'll be vlogging the experience. And then we got another one for another author event, which I will be vlogging, and we will be attending one together. And then I got my signed copy of The Candy House, obviously, and I'm so excited to read this. And then I also ended up spending $19 and buying A Visit from the Goon Squad. So I'm really excited to start reading both of these books. And yeah, all around, it was an amazing experience. I would do it again. Jennifer Egan, literally, she was the nicest person ever. I loved meeting her, and you'll see in the video that I did an interview with her, and she was amazing. She was awesome. And yeah, so this is gonna be my outro. I'll add anything in post that needs to be added, but right now I'm like ready to absolutely go pass out. So bye y'all, and I will see you in the next video.